Hello everyone, Stable here. This is now the channel update. First, I would like to say I'm sorry if I haven't been uploaded much on my channel lately, but for the past couple of days I have been worked on new stories, and I'm currently working on a Rainbow Dash with a fan-made character, and it's going to be with text and music. I know that still people preferred with the text and music rather from the audio. But you had to see from my view that audios sometimes just save me time to work on one story. Well, it depends, of course, how long the story will be, though. I know that many had so on though. Yes, a case. There is a couple of things I want to talk about. Last week, I actually did made my very first live stream. I don't know how many people have seen it yet, or even aware about it. Anyways, I was really surprised I was able to do so because I think it was maybe 1 or 2 years ago when I was first mentioning about doing a possible live stream. Even back then, I didn't exactly know how. But it wasn't until a friend of mine named Cody who informed me about this site called StreamYard. I wasn't even aware about the site that even existed. So he told me about it. So I thought, well, why not try to give it as a test to see how it worked. That was originally planned only to be like 20 minutes long or something like that. But ended up to be almost nearly 2 hours. Yes, I actually enjoy to do that. So I would say it will be more live streams in the future, and possible a live stream Q&A video. But exactly which one? Even though I have thought maybe do a 7,000 subscribers, but yeah, that might be has been postponed for at least one back. But another part of the live stream, I a couple of weeks ago, I had an idea to do another, perhaps a new series called. Well, the name itself hasn't been finalized yet, but either Switch Doubles or Shooting Star, which may all say his name, interview series where I will interviewing people on live stream. Of course, you can, of course, even make not the. You don't have to show your face, but you could just having an avatar as your picture instead. I would do then interviewing people, perhaps even one of my subscribers, maybe one of my viewers, if they're interested. Of course, but that is just an idea that I have been thinking about. I'm not even sure if they will be officially made this year or maybe next year. I haven't decided yet. And another part of as a live stream. I know that there are some people may thinking, how is Switch Apple making his videos? Or like in how the process goes. So I thought, why not doing a live stream showing people how I am making my last stories, or maybe a true friend story on live stream. That was actually an idea, and I thought, ever since many people have been seeing my stories for the past couple of years now, for the almost 6 years. So I thought, why not do a live stream showing how I am making my stories for other people? Of course, it won't be able to. It won't be an entire story. I will only do that for maybe a couple of minutes, but I will even talk into the process, so people can ask me questions or maybe just enjoy to see how I'm making them. And the other things that I want to talk about is that, well, have you had noticed how I don't sound as I usually do? More, well, more excited or maybe more happy tone, but not this time. That is the fact that yesterday I got my second dose of COVID-19 vaccine. I think the manufacturer was Pfizer, I think. During the day itself, I felt just normal. But it was until the evening when I felt more tired. But when I went to bed itself, I was so cold. Even despite it was normal room temperature, I was freezing. But that was until a couple of hours before I was going to go when I was supposed to wake up. I was so hot. More, well, I was, well, despite I for only a couple of hours earlier I felt freezing, the next one was too warm. But anyways, and if you ask if I have a fever, I doubt it. I just that's and even also before you ask if I'm feeling okay now, well, it goes up and down for the past days though, and but I still recommend people to take the vaccine as extra safety precaution. Anyways, I know that many still wonders the next story to be up and which story to be made. Well, there are in fact a couple of stories I had been planned to do. For example, I did have in mind to do a Chrysalis love story with an also fan-made character, which I had already found a picture for, and a true love story between Sonic and Pinkie Pie, which also have been found. And this is also a message to Regan Hollis. I know that you wanted to. I know you want me to do your story, but I'm afraid that your story will be put on hold for at least the time being. At least until I'm feeling a little bit better to be able to focus on a larger scale project like that. But it will be made. I'm certain of that. I need time to think about some other smaller projects, and since I'm feeling as well as I right now, so yeah. But it will be made. That I can promise you. I'm just feeling tired for most part of the day. And of course, there are probably plenty more stories to be made. It just sometimes it feels empty. Since sometimes when I can't come up with a good story to be made, well, sometimes when I want to work on a story, something is suddenly lack of inspiration, or at least hard to come up with some possible for the story itself. I mean, considered how many stories there are to be have potential. I know that many still wonders though. Yeah. But if anyone had did notice the story Pinkie Pie with Blueberry Stardust, I can tell Blueberry Stardust is in fact one of my is in fact one of my original OCs that I had made, along with one other one. They will be part of another future stories in the future. Others being true friends or true love stories, something like that. I know that many still wonder still. And um I will even start working on the next script for Discord Secret Daughter. I still remember at least a good enough part to remember how the start chapter worked. And I even had some plans for a new series based on Equestria Girls, but exactly which characters itself, that's still in a work in progress. I have thought maybe doing one with either with the series to be either based on Sunset Shimmer or Side Twilight, but I can't say exactly for which character itself, and if there's going to be and the lab partner to be, since I haven't really thought much about it since I don't know, but that will be more updated later on. But I even will be work on some more comic dubs since I haven't done that in a long while by now. But yeah, I know that many still want Roots Next Door to be up. So far, I have at least maybe 4, 5 new stories that I has on my in the folder of my saved computer. So, and but for now, I think all the stories making itself will be probably postponed until I feel a bit better, since it all of this after I took the vaccine itself, it takes a lot of energy from it to keep myself awake or something like that. I know that many still wonders when the next door to be made and something like that, but you always have to realize it takes time. So just be patient. That's all I ask for. But before I end the video, if anyone has, if anyone would be willing to be perhaps taking part of the new series that have potential to will be made, this interview series talked about earlier, if anyone would be willing to be maybe take part of that new series, you can leave that in the comment section below because I'm always willing to hear if you would be willing to be part of that. And of course, it is voluntarily, of course. At least that's what I want to say. So, but that is probably what I would say for this one. I just want to say that I wish that everyone stays safe during this ongoing crisis around the world with COVID-19, and still recommend that you take the vaccine when you have the chance to take it. But you should at least be aware you may have a slight fever afterwards, which is quite common for anyone to have a slight fever afterwards. Even I had. So no worries about that. But still, staying safe, and all of us, we can hope for a much brighter, better 2021 and onwards. Thank you for listening, and I hope that everyone has at least been updated about my current situation of my fail and some stories that have been worked on. Anyways, everyone, thank you for listening, and goodbye.